Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button because this channel is where old stories come alive again. Stories of metal, mint, and memory. Every week, we uncover coins that carry the weight of history. Coins that once jingled in pockets half a century ago, and today may be worth far more than their face value. Don't miss out. Subscribe now. And let's take a journey back to 1967, to a time when South Africa was minting something truly special. The 20-cent coin that still turns heads today. Picture this. It's the late 1960s. The world is changing fast. Radios hum with music that's shaping a new generation. Cars are getting sleeker, and in South Africa, the mint is producing coins that reflect a proud heritage and a country in transition. The 20-cent coin of 1967 wasn't just another piece of change. It was a small, shining emblem of the nation's craftsmanship and identity. Many people back then didn't think much of it. It was just a coin used to buy a loaf of bread or a newspaper. But today, collectors see it differently. They see a story pressed into metal, a chapter from the past that has survived decades of pockets, drawers, and coin jars. The coin itself is a modest yet elegant piece. On one side, you'll find Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch colonial administrator often recognized as one of the earliest figures in South African history. His image was a constant presence on South African coins for years, symbolizing the European arrival at the Cape in the 1600s. But the artistry of the engraving in 1967 gave it a certain depth, a serious, dignified look that reflected the style of the time. Turn it over, and you'll see the bold number 20, framed by the Protea flower, South Africa's national bloom. It's a design that feels both simple and meaningful, something that catches your eye even after half a century. Now, for many men who grew up in those years, coins like this carry more than face value. They carry memories. Maybe you remember getting your first paycheck and seeing coins like this in your pocket. Maybe you kept one aside, not knowing it would one day become a collectible. The truth is, coins like the 1967 20 cents connect us to the rhythm of everyday life in those years. The smell of petrol stations, the hum of the old radios, the sound of a coin dropping into a vending machine for a bottle of cold Coke. Every scratch and mark on these coins is a whisper from those days. The metal composition also tells a story. The 1967 20 cents coin was made of nickel, giving it a strong silvery shine that stood up well against time. Unlike earlier coins that were minted in silver, by 1967 the country had already shifted to more affordable metals, following trends around the world as silver prices rose. That transition itself makes the 1967 piece interesting. It was part of an era of change not just politically, but economically and industrially too. It's a coin that sits right on the line between the old world and the modern one. For collectors today, condition is everything. If you've got one of these coins, the first thing to do is to take a good look at its surfaces. Is the shine still there? Are the letters sharp, or have they softened from years of handling? Has the edge worn smooth, or does it still have that crisp ridge? The value can rise dramatically depending on these details. A coin that's been well cared for, kept in a drawer or collection, untouched by the wear of circulation, can be worth far more than one that's been through 1,000 transactions. There's also something about rarity that draws collectors in. While millions of these coins were minted, finding one in near-mint condition today isn't easy. Many were lost, spent, or corroded over time. That scarcity adds a layer of excitement. It's not just about owning a coin, it's about owning a survivor. A small metal witness to an age that feels familiar yet far away. And then there's the human side of collecting. For many men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a connection to the past. It's a reminder of simpler times, when coins still felt like something real, not just digital numbers on a screen. Each coin in a collection becomes a conversation piece, something to show to the grandchildren, something that tells a story better than any photograph. That's why coins like the 1967 20 cents are getting renewed attention. They're not just about value. They're about identity, memory, and pride in craftsmanship. Collectors also appreciate the historical setting. 1967 was a significant year. Globally, it was a year of change, the space race, new technology, cultural shifts. In South Africa, it was a period marked by complex social and political developments, reflected even in the nation's money. To hold that coin is to hold a small piece of that complicated history. It's not just a round bit of metal. It's a miniature time capsule. So, if you come across this coin, don't brush it off as an old piece of change. Look closely at it. Feel its weight. Imagine the hands that held it before you. For some, it's nostalgia. For others, it's an investment. And for a few, it's both, a treasure with meaning and value. Now, the question you've been waiting for. What is a 1967 South African 20 cents coin worth today? Well, it depends on condition and rarity, but a well-preserved example in top collectible grade can fetch around $490. That's right. What once could buy a few groceries now carries a value that surprises even experienced collectors. It's proof that history has value, and sometimes the smallest things we hold on to can become the most precious. So before you spend or discard any old coins, take another look. You never know when a simple 20-cent piece might be your hidden gem. And if you want to keep discovering stories like this, hit that subscribe button because every coin has a tale worth telling, and yours might be next.